Now, there's more than one way to make a lid of a Butterkeeper. This is just the way that I've come to find to like to do it. So I have the ball of clay a little wide. I don't know, maybe that's 1, 2, 3 inches or so across or something. And I'm going to go and make my hole now. I'm going to go fairly deep because although I sometimes trim these, sometimes you can not trim them too if you get your depth right going all the way across. So you could just play with that. Then once I make my hole and open it up a little bit wide, for as wide as I'm going to want that inner bottom of that cup to be that's going to hold the butter, I then come to my side. I like to hold a sponge, but not that you need to, but it keeps me being able to not have to come off as often to get my hands wet. So I want this to be now what I'm going to push down to make that ledge that will sit on that bottom edge of the Butterkeeper. So I come down with the clay, and then I actually come to the outside and then bring this sort of like, I consider this setting the lid kind of on this edge, keeping this nice and strong. And then I'm going to leave that alone for a little bit and just come back to my cup, and I'm going to actually pull this inner part up now. So I'm going to come in down low here, press in with my finger till I have a dent, the same way you would pull up any other form. And then I come off, get wet, go back on, push in, and then I begin traveling up. And you could have your wheel at whatever speed feels comfortable for you. When you get to the top, let it go around a few times, then gently come off and set this lip so that that stays strong and an even thickness with your wall. And now you do want to keep your water from pooling up in there so that you don't end up with like an S crack. And if you want to make a swirl on the bottom of your Butterkeeper inside there too, you could do that if you'd like. Then now, here I can still get height in. I'd like to, because I have to take into consideration that it is going to shrink. So I'm going to press in down low. And I'm pulling up. And I'm setting my lip at the top. Now I'm not worried that it has that little bounce at the top, because I actually am going to just trim that off with my needle tool. And anyway, nobody would really notice that little bounce either. It's fine. Okay, so I'm going to come in again down low here. And then I'm going to sort of actually come up and shape it a little bit. I like it to have like that little rounded shape on the inside too. And then I set my lip again, and now I'm going to cut off that top part so that it doesn't have that bounce. So I'm going to come in with my needle tool, hold my finger as support on the inside of the wall, and just go in until I meet my finger and then lift that piece of clay up. And then since you expose so much drier clay, I like to just get it a little bit wet and then set my lip. And then again, make sure there's no water in the inside here. And then I'm going to just fix that bottom edge to come out. I'm using my pinky just because it's a small spot to get into, so use whatever finger feels comfortable for you. And then I'm going to bring this edge up a little bit. And now actually, I do need to have that measurement of this was what was the size of the bottom of the Butterkeeper. So I'm going to come down here and make sure that actually that both things, that this isn't too fat and that also this isn't too wide. And then the other measurement is if you go like this with your caliper tools like this, and you want to make sure that this size from the fattest spot here to the fattest spot over there would then fit inside the Butterkeeper. I've certainly made that mistake. Okay, so I'm going to actually bring this part up a little bit and bring that belly in just a little bit too. So I'm just going to sort of use that collaring effect to get that belly in which would then cause me to have to set my lip one more time. And then I'm going to just move this in. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm sliding, and I'm just going to bring clay from down there and sort of do a little pull-up on this edge, and then set my lip up here. And then take my measurement one more time. Which this has little marks on it so I could see where it was. And we could go in just a little bit more. And then I might not want that much of an overhang either, so this could also be the time that then I take my needle tool and I just trim this extra part off from there as well. And then set that lip one more time here. And bring it up one last time and set the lip. And that's it. That's now the lid of the Butterkeeper. And I would trim away just this little bit of clay down here. Again, you could use that clay to work with again, so you might as well take it off now. And I try not to distort my shape, though, with this thing where that lifts up anymore, since you measured and measured. And that's the lid of a Butterkeeper. Thanks for watching.